Nikolov, I'll never forget him. He taught me the basics, and I built the body in that year. And I said, you know what? I want to go into this. I want to be able to do this for others. Yeah. So I took kinesiology, the study of muscles, movements, bones, et cetera, to be a gym teacher, so I can do what Mr. Nikolov did for me. In the meantime, as I was doing that, I got a job as a personal trainer. And I was coaching others now and building their bodies and then transforming their lives. And I became very good. I was top 10 in Canada at one point.
Wow.
I was on TV. I was on stage with more than 1,000 people teaching fitness classes. I became very good at what I do. I was in shape. I was bodybuilding. I was, all that stuff, subhanAllah. And what I can say is fitness is all about consistency, man.
Of course.
It's about consistency. If you can't be consistent, it's going to be very difficult for you to reach any of your goals. So subhanAllah.
How important is fitness for Muslim youth?
I think everybody should be into fitness, bro. Mind, body, soul. Look, if you want to be successful in life, you gotta master the three areas. Your mind, right? Whether you're reading books, your podcasts, you're engaging in certain things, conversations, meeting people. Body, you're working on your body, your fitness. You're going to the gym, you're staying fit, and then soul, which is very important. This one really helped me. That's faith, it's religion. Praying in the masjid, that really helped me. Fajr and Isha, these two prayers will transform your lives if you pray them in the masjid. Don't pray these prayers at home, pray them in the masjid. And having that connection with Allah, having that connection with a superior being will allow you to excel in everything that you do. So work on these three areas, mind, body, and soul, and you will be able to succeed and accomplish all your dreams.
So when I know you said you're busy right now and it's been hard to keep that consistency, but what does your training look like, and what kind of workouts do you, or anything briefly you can share?
Yeah, man. So it's been tough, but I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It's been very bad for me, but whenever I do get back into it, and as I'm getting back into it, I love bodybuilding and weight training. Yeah. I hate cardio, but I got to do it now a little bit. But when I was hardcore, like into it, a lot of it was like splits. I'll do like a 2 muscle split, sometimes a muscle a day. Yeah. And the only thing that really drives me is building the body and building the muscles and being strong, and that's what motivates me. And everybody has their motivation. So I think for fitness, you have to ask yourself what motivates you, and then you have to find the fitness program or routine that is catered to that motivation that you have. Some people want to lose weight. What's best for losing weight? Some people want to tone up. Some people want to build a body. Some people want to be lean, right? So depending on what you want, I think that's what you should strive to do. And right now I'm just trying to get back into it, man. Inshallah. Once I get back into it and stay consistent, then I can get a little bit more hardcore.
So for me personally, I used to be very skinny, and that was more from an effort of just trying to avoid getting on too much weight, especially during COVID where gyms were closed and all I could do was just go for a run outside. But I didn't have much weight on me, and I wanted to kind of build a bit more muscle mass. And I kind of started doing that as things opened up, but kind of what are the ways where you can keep maintaining hypertrophy, so you keep putting on muscle mass at the same time avoiding putting on fat and keeping your fat percentage low? Let's say 10% is actually will give you a very good looking physique. Do you have any tips and tricks on maintaining a muscle growth? Because I think a lot of people, like when they first start working out, they'll put on some weight, put on some muscle mass, but then it kind of plateaus and they're not able to continue growing more.
Yeah. I love this question, man. It's bringing me back to my memories, man, when I was a full-time personal trainer. And it was some of the best memories of my life, bro, when I was in this space. And it was all about, and I would train all these kids, and they all wanted to do the same. They wanted to build muscles, right? And build their hypertrophy and build their bodies. And what's the best way, And honestly, it's having a good program is number one, okay? Consistency is number 2. Sleep is number 3. Your diet is number 4. These are all very important things. When I was into it, like all these things were perfect. I was sleeping 7-8 hours a day. You want to make sure you're doing that. You want to make sure you're getting at least a gram of protein per pound. This is the least that you can, even if it's a little bit less, that's fine, but that's something to shoot for, so that you can build the muscle. You want to make sure your rep ranges are changing. Shortcut to Size is a great program. I love it, by Jim Stepani. I followed this program, really, really good program, and it varies your rep ranges every week. Something that you need to do from 1 to 3 reps to 3 to 5 to 6 to 9 to 12 to 15. This is a very important aspect of bodybuilding. Being consistent in what you do so that you don't miss. It takes so long to build something and so quick to lose it in when it comes to exercise, right? And like if you work and you do your best, in a month you might be able to add a pound or 2 of muscle, but you stop for a few weeks and it's all gone.
Yeah.
So a burger is like 500 calories plus, but that's like an hour on the treadmill.
Yeah.
You get me? So you got to be consistent with what you're doing. You got to change your programming because your body adapts. And you have to make sure you're getting your sleep and your food and your exercise right, man. If you do that, you're on your way to success.
Any quick tips on bringing your body fat percentage low while maintaining muscle? And that's
everybody wants to do that. Look, you don't do too much cardio. I used to be very worried about this. Cardio was always like the death of muscle mass. So when I used to cut, and I have a two-year transformation video that you can watch on YouTube. Amazing. I took a picture every day for like 2 years, and you see me from the scratch with nothing, and then building a body, and you see me bulking. At one point, I'm like huge, and then cutting, and pop, and I become ripped, like ripped. So if when you cut, the most important thing is that you do not do heavy, crazy cardio that is gonna affect and eat your muscle. So you're doing heavy weight training. You're trying your best to keep the weight that you've been able to lift and not get weaker, while cut your calories slowly. You don't want to cut it too much, because if you cut it too fast, again, your protein is going to be reduced and you're going to lose more muscle than you want. And you're not going to do too much cardio. If you're going to do cardio, high intensity interval training is great. Or steady pace where you're just like, you're walking on the treadmill. You know, something that's not marathon running. That kills.
I'll do some jogging outside, like 20 minutes maybe.
That's fine here and there, but still be careful. Okay. Like steady jogging or like marathon running or whatever it is, it can eat your muscle. But something that's not too heavy is good. Like walking, you'll burn calories, but you're not killing your muscle. Yeah. Or high intensity interval training is great because you're sprinting for a minute and then you're walking for a minute. This is the best. If you're going to do something, this would be the best. Or steady state.
Interesting.
But yeah.
Very good. So you've worked in fitness, you worked in business, you worked in a lot of different areas and with fundraising and all of that. And you've had to make a lot of calls, a lot of decisions. How do you do that? How do you maintain the balance? How do you move things forward and while maintaining a level of success in each area? Yeah,
decision making, bro, is so important. One of the most important things if you want to succeed is decision making, honestly. And I when I'm teaching my courses, I share this with my students. They study the top 500 millionaires, by the way, and they realize that these 500 millionaires plus, they had one thing in common. They made quick decisions. Okay, they made quick decisions. You cannot be sitting down thinking of something for too long. A lot of people will do two things. They'll think too long, the opportunity is gone, the train is passed. Or they won't make a decision at all because they don't know what to do. Both of those are very, very bad. You have to make quick decisions. Doesn't mean you don't do your research. I'll tell you, the best way to do decisions is the Islamic way. And I do this for everything. People do this only for marriage, but it's got to be done for everything. Islamic way of decision making is two things, istishara and istikhara. Istishara is your consultation, is your research. You're going to ask people, you're going to talk to people, you're going to consult, you're going to do your research to figure out, is this, what's the best way to move forward? As soon as you're done that, you're doing your istikhara. Istikhara is your prayer, your 2 rak'ats, and then you're going to do your dua. You're going to ask Allah, Allah, if this is good for me, make it easy for me, push it forward for me, and give it to me. If it's bad for me, push it away from me, make it hard for me, and give me something better. Now you're submitting to God. No matter what you do here, the decision will be the right decision, because it's been chosen by God, because you've done your istikhara and you've done your istishara, which is your homework. God does not like any human who just relies on prayer alone without the effort. That is the best way. If you do your istishara, if you do your istikhara, you combine those, make the decision and move forward. You will always, there's no bad decision. Whatever decision you make will lead to something. The worst thing is you make no decision, because nothing can come from nothing.